What's good, Kel? Gang, gang, gang. It's your girl Kel here, back again with another video. Early as hell in the morning. It's like 6 a.m. Hold on, let me show y'all. Look, it's like 6 in the morning. It's still dark. You see, my eyes are still red. They puffy. I was crying last night. Don't worry about it. Um, or whatsoever, but you know what I'm saying? I just had to come here and vent. This is going to be my first video um, on my channel. But let me tell y'all what exactly happened. So, as y'all know, these past couple of videos, I've been talking about the love of my life, who I wanted to get back. I had made some mistakes in that relationship, you know what I'm saying? But I thought it was worth fighting for, you know what I'm saying? So I reached out to her, this and that, whatever the case may be. And these past couple of videos was me not hearing a response, waiting to hear back from her, things like that. And so yesterday, I made a video last night where she had blocked me. She saw my messages and she ended up blocking me, and that hurt. But I guess the story has developed since then. If it seems weird that I'm smiling about this, is because smiling and laughter is the best cure. So I'm trying to stay positive because, to be honest, especially the way the situation turned out and kind of how she did me, um, I'm kind of glad that she's not around me anymore. I'm glad. Of course, I'm still hurting. Don't get me wrong. It does burn, especially what she did. It hurts for real, and it really hurts to even experience this. But I have to take deep breaths. I have to write in my journal. I really have to come on here and just vent sometimes to get this out, because if not, I'll drive myself stir crazy just thinking about the situation and watching old videos. But the first thing that I even did in this situation different was I deleted everything. I deleted her family's numbers. I deleted every single picture, video I've ever had of this woman in my phone, on any social medias. I deleted everything, every single thing. I deleted, delete. And because for my mental health, I don't need to see her at all. I don't need to think about her. I don't need to see her every day on my socials popping up. She already blocked me on Instagram, so that took care of that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need to see her. I don't need to think about her. I don't need to do nothing. And let me tell you what she did as to why I'm, taking this approach as different than previous approaches I've taken. Like I said in the last video, she had blocked me after I sent her those messages. I told y'all I was going to give y'all an update if anything happened after that. You know what I'm saying? But I was already contingent on the fact that I was moving on yesterday. I kind of just let it go and kept it pushing. Well, as I was on the phone with my friend last night, venting, trying to get it out, working on me, I get a call from her cousin again. And her cousin says that she's on the other line, so basically connected us so that we could talk to each other, because I already told her that I had had to talk to her, but she had been avoiding me. And I told y'all it could go one of two ways, because I know how she is. But when I answered the phone and when she picked up, she was already irritated. She was coming at me, and I was looking at her like, why do you have that type of energy? Because like I told you guys before, like maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, we had a good conversation. I thought we were starting, anew. But this is the problem when you have people that are not 100% truthful with you with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? This is the problems that could happen. And this is why from now on I'm going to tell people, like, if you don't have intentions for somebody, cut off all ties, period. She had me sitting here paying her phone bill, would talk to me every once in a while to appease me, as if, and she was with someone else. That's the bottom line. When I talked to her on the phone, I knew something was off because the way she was coming at me was very quick-tempered, very annoyed, as if I had did something wrong by just contacting people to try to get in touch with her because I care. Like, I haven't heard from you in a minute. I wanted to see if you were okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's bad on my part because maybe I should just gave her space. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's perfect. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the expert on every situation, but I do the best that I can. And so, that is partially my fault because I should just gave her space and let her do her thing. But, when you love someone, sometimes you do stupid things. Sometimes you take it too far, and that's okay sometimes. And it is what it is. Can't take it back. But she was irritated, I guess, because I had contacted people to get in touch with her. With normally, that wouldn't have been a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because of her situation that I already know. Normally, it wouldn't be an issue, but this time was off. This time was different. And I realized that she was quick-tempered with me. She was snapping on me. Just everything. And I was like, it has to be somebody else in the picture. There's no way you're going to just act like that out the blue. Because we just had a fine conversation the other day. But to be honest, she's been lying to me for months. Me and her broke up around not too long ago. Recently, actually. Maybe a couple weeks ago, we officially broke up. We've been having problems for a minute, but officially we broke up a couple weeks ago. I want to say before that, I started noticing little signs, and once again, I should have paid attention. We hadn't seen each other like I explained in the last video because of Corona. Our car had went out, so we hadn't seen each other. I knew she was hanging out, but she wasn't telling me who she was hanging out with or what she was doing. One day, I FaceTimed her. This is back when we were still talking, maybe in March or so, maybe March, April. We were still talking. We were still cool at this point. And I FaceTimed her, and she had 2 new tattoos. She had one on her neck and one on her arm, like on the front. And it had like 236. She had like, I think it says soul ties. You know what I'm saying? And I was confused because I was like, well, you never told me you were getting a tattoo, and what does that mean? When I asked her, she didn't give me an explanation. She kept me at arm's length and was like, I'll explain it. Da, 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 da. Never said anything to me. Okay, cool. Fast forward from that, we started talking less and less. We started having little issues here and there. Okay. This was around recently when I realized, like, she had me by her phone. She had me paying her phone bill, but wasn't communicating with me the status of what we were. And that's why I had, started expressing to her, like, I feel like you're using me. Because I feel like you out here doing what you want to do. I feel like you have somebody else, but you have me paying your phone bill. And if that's the case and you're really done 1,000% and all the way, why do you have me paying your phone bill? You were using me. She used me. By the end of this relationship, she used the hell out of me. And that hurts as well because I told her my past and how I used to be used, and I told her everything. And she ended up doing the same thing. And it's okay, because sometimes in breakups you don't recognize the people that you love, that you fall in love with. Sometimes you don't recognize those people when you're going through a breakup. Um, so last night as we're on the phone, like I said, she just snapping on me, doing the most. And I was really confused. I didn't get it. It made no sense until eventually, when I was pouring out my heart, trying to say my last just words, I guess. The phone had hung up, I guess, or she probably just hung up on me, not trying to hear me. And so I ended up hanging up. And I had a real good cry last night. Let me tell y'all that. I really cried it out, because it was just a built up of frustration. It's a built up of, why am I so stupid? Like, I knew she was doing this. I had a gut feeling that she was, running around with somebody else. I had a gut, it was in my gut that I knew that she was messing with somebody else, and I should have never bought the phone. I should have never did any of that at all. I should have just kept my money and went on with my life and kept it pushing. But I didn't, and like I said, I have to suffer the consequences of that now. But yeah, so after the phone had hung up, I cried my eyes out. Sorry, there's like a bug right here. I cried my eyes out, you know what I'm saying, last night. And I had to have a moment. To be honest, I still do feel some type of way. Even still, I probably am going to feel some type of way for a minute. Because she was on the phone, telling me she's happy where she's at. She don't want anything to do with me. She's 1,000% done. And I'm like, okay. To be honest, there's nothing I can really do. I let her go. You know what I'm saying? Like, make her own decisions, and I don't need a headache. And I'm not going to degrade myself by begging someone to be with me if that's just not what they choose. If you think, the grass is green on the other side, by any means, go ahead. By any means, go ahead. So yeah, that happened. But I didn't find out about any of this till probably a couple minutes before I sat down and recorded this. Because I just picked it up to really, I want to record my journey, basically. Back to, no, I wouldn't say back to me, because I've always been myself, but back to just my life and doing me. I've been through a lot in my life, with a lot with people, a lot with her. And she took up the past year and a half of my life, so I'm not going to be one of those cynics and say I'm going to get over it, in a week type shit. But I will get over it, especially knowing how she played me in the end. It hurts, but I'll be okay. I found out that she's been messing with this person, or at least talking to this person, since February. Basically, already planning her, I guess, escape. Well, I don't want to say escape, not like she was tied down, but planning her departure. You know what I'm saying? And didn't tell me that she was talking to somebody since February. When I tell you this shocks me, is because she is the type of person, she was very, 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 very insecure. I used to get accused for any and everything. Every single person I walked by, I was looking at. Every single girl that was around, I liked, and I was looking at her and I want her. Like, we got into petty arguments because you would accuse me of looking at, you know what I'm saying, everybody in the whole globe. And I'm not even the type of person, I don't go out like that. I don't run the streets like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real homebody who likes to handle their business and, you know what I'm saying, be with the people I love. I have like one or two friends, but other than that, apart from that, like, I'm cool. I stay to myself. So for her to come in my life and just start accusing me, it had to, I knew it was already, from hearing her past, I already knew it had to do with that. But To be honest, I noticed I should have never stayed in a relationship where I was degraded like that and accused like that, knowing that was not me. But I let myself get caught up in my emotions and feelings, and I let it go on further than it probably should have. Um, yeah, but like I said this morning, um, I was continuing my journey of deleting our family's numbers, all everything. And yeah, so I came across her Instagram for the last time because I have two Instagrams account. I have a photography account and I have my main account that I operate off of. So I went on my photography account to block her there because I didn't want to tempt myself to be looking at her page and even deal with that headache. I didn't want to do that. So I went on her page to block her there, and that's when I saw a whole bunch of stuff pop up. And I was looking like, what is this? Like a whole bunch of highlights. You know how you have highlights on Instagram. So I'm looking, and I see Soul Ties, which is one of the tattoos she got. 236, which is another one of the tattoos she got. I see hearts all over the place. Photos saying, she'll never mess with another person. You know what I'm saying? She got me, blah, blah, blah. I see all this stuff. I come across a picture of she took with her shoes on and another person's shoes next to her. So I'm assuming that's the girl that she's talking to now. And yeah, posting like real lovey-dovey mess. Didn't post her picture, but posting like real lovey-dovey mess. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and then she had all this stuff from since February, which means she's been hiding her highlights, from me on Instagram. Like, if I would have logged in from another page, I probably would have seen it sooner, but she was hiding her highlights from me on Instagram, so I wasn't able to see it. Didn't see it till I checked my photography page to go block her. So yeah, there's that. What I do know is this. I did my best in that relationship. I don't claim to be perfect by any means. I made a lot of mistakes, but I had genuine love for her. And so for her to, maybe it helps her sleep better at night, but for her to shift all the blame onto me as if she was not responsible for anything, I feel like I feel like that just may be a defense mechanism or a way to help her move on faster, to shift the blame on me. But I'm not gonna be petty. Like, I know what I did. She knows what she did. We're the only two that would know what happened. So I don't claim to be innocent by any means. I don't want to even put that negative thing out there and act like I'm innocent when I'm not. I've done things I shouldn't have done. I've never cheated or did nothing like that, but there's been things, when I get mad, sometimes I go off and sometimes I called her out her name and I said things I shouldn't have said. And the first step to doing and moving on is really admitting what you did. And I'm going to confidently say that and say I wasn't perfect. And I apologize to her. You know what I'm saying? She'll probably never see this, but I apologize for putting her in that headspace, on occasion. My love was real. Still is. I mean, you don't just get over people like that. Apparently she does because she's been planning this for months. But I wasn't out here running the streets looking for somebody. I wasn't out here messing with anybody else. And coming from somebody who was so insecure and used to accuse me of any and everything. I'm shocked that this is even how it turned out. But they always say you never know a person until, you know, mess really starts going bad. That's when you see the real, person come out. So maybe she was just always a spiteful, vindictive user, and I didn't see that till now. But it's okay. My heart hurts. I have like a pit that's like sitting in the bottom of my stomach just from seeing what I just saw of her with someone else. But like I said, it wasn't meant to be if that's the route that she took. She didn't love or care for me at all if that's the route that she took. So it's easy for her to say that I didn't love her because she never loved me back. But it's all right. I'm gonna be okay. After this video, I just wanted to keep y'all updated. But after this, later on today, I'm gonna be back on here, posting my first journal entry topic, and we're gonna have a good discussion. I just wanted to keep everybody informed and let people know what's going on. Like I said, guys, don't walk through this world like you've never made a mistake. Don't walk through this world like you're untouchable, like life won't catch up to you. Karma is a real thing. It's a real thing, and you get what's coming to you. I don't worry about feeling any negative feelings towards her because karma is real. What goes around comes around, and what you do to people is gonna happen to you one day or the other. God don't play like that. He don't play like that. But I'm happy you did this to me because I'm strong enough to deal with it. I'm strong enough to get over you. I'm strong enough to get over it. And I'm going to always be fine in the end because I trust God. I believe in God. But I trust and love and believe in myself too. I'll never let anyone disrespect me the way I let you disrespect me ever again. I'll never let anyone cheat on me like you cheated on me ever again. I'll never let anyone take my past that I opened up about, which is hard to do, and use it against me and abuse me with it. Like I said, guys, not perfect by any means, but you do have to have some sort of self-worth. And I maybe lost that a little with her. And I let her use me. I let her use me. And that's fine. Karma is a bee. What goes around comes around. So she has what's coming to her. Like she told me on the phone, she's happier now. You know what I'm saying? She's happier now. She's living her life. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on everything. I'm not a spiteful person. I wish you would have had some more respect for me, in the way that you handle things. But I'm proud of you. Do you? But I gotta live my best life for me. Someone insecure like that who wakes up every day with no confidence in our relationship is not somebody that I need. I need someone who knows me and knows that I'm there for them. Because I'm not a grimy person like that. I would have never went out and cheated on her. I always went to the end to have a conversation with her before I sit there and I just move on. Without having closure, ironing it out. Because I never wanted to be labeled as a cheater or whatever. But I'm going to hop off of here. Like I said, a little later today, I'll be getting back on and posting my journal entry. So stay tuned. And we out.